family. Now, a planned announcement by Sudan's Rapid Support Forces, RSF, here in Nairobi has been postponed once again, with pressure mounting on the Kenyan government over its continued support for RSF. The press briefing by RSF, political, civil and social forces, alongside armed struggle movements, was aimed at explaining the group's plans as it seeks legitimacy from the international community. It was called off in the last minute and postponed to a later date. Meanwhile, Sudan's Sovereign Council has written a terse letter to President William Ruto, warning him to stay off Sudanese matters. The letter, signed by Malik Agar Aya, Vice Chairman of the Sudan Sovereign Council, has hit out at President Ruto for allowing members and supporters of the RSF to convene in the Kenyan capital with an aim to establish a parallel government in Sudan, saying that this act not only contravenes African Union principles, but also erodes Kenya's standing as a peacemaker. The letter also notes that it is essential to remind President Ruto that his own country, Kenya, faces numerous internal challenges, including youth unemployment, poverty, and demands for transparency. The council asking how he can claim to mediate Sudanese affairs when he has never experienced the scale of violence currently unfolding in Sudan. The council continues in the letter to Nairobi, indicating that the trail of actions taken by President Ruto represents an alarming trend of external interference that threatens to divide Sudan, and that such behavior is prohibited by the AU Charter and condemned by the AU's Peace and Security Council. The council adds that Kenya's move to back the RSF, which it describes as a sanctioned group implicated in heinous human rights violations, is both morally questionable and legally indefensible, asking what precedent this sets for the AU, international law, and the principles of sovereignty. Meanwhile, Sudan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has released a similar statement demanding that the Kenyan presidency reverses what it calls a dangerous course of action, adding that Sudan has begun taking measures to safeguard its national security, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. NTV has learned that Sudan has recalled its ambassador, Kamal Jabara, from Kenya in protest over Kenya's hosting of the RSF and its allies. You're watching NTV tonight. We shall continue to keep an eye on that.